I'm actually struck by how much the general public really hates it when someone gets into NFTs and they just have an absolute adverse reaction. I see this across industries.
The NFT mania did something. I think it grew so big and so in your face from influencers and celebrities that it started making people mad.
So proud. I love being a part of this community and being a voice and sharing my platform and just getting the word out there.
What community? What are you guys talking about? You don't fucking care about this. I hate that they try to put on that they care about this.
Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, which I think are ugly, dumb, cringe.
Thank you guys for allowing me to scream about NFT cartoons. I hate this stuff. It's getting worse.
Check this out. I got a board bunny. And not only is it a board bunny, but it looks like me. Look at that.
Nothing makes people hate you faster than NFT shilling.
If you're young and naive, just like my brother, and want to get into NFTs, you should check out Board Bunny.
The new Board Bunny NFT project has now been classified as a scam.
Welcome David Dobrik to the long list of influencers promoting scams, further claiming the team has disappeared with $6 million.
It's great to be a part of this project. I love the designs inspired by Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon knockoff. It's just like stealing money from people who are fans of Pokemon.
Y'all better not miss this.
They promised Pokemon partnerships, and it was all a lie, and it ended up raking in $6.3 million.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project.
So the project is called CRYPTO Zoo.
I believe is going to change the game.
CRYPTO Zoo, Logan Paul's newest project, are basically a bunch of stock photos from Adobe that have been poorly photoshopped.
Non-fungible tokens, yes. I do know what they are, but I don't really like them at all, really. I'm not really into them.
Nobody seems to like NFTs. We didn't find anybody who actually had anything positive to say about them.
Whenever a big celebrity or influencer would post something related to NFTs on their social media, you'd see a whole slew of people responding with, "Oh no, not you too." And this wasn't just limited to individuals either. Companies began getting a lot of flack for even talking about or dabbling into NFTs.
In 2021, people found out what cryptocurrency actually was and they hate it. It is all get-rich-quick schemes promoted using technology as the cover. All of it. That's what crypto is. And NFT is the latest species.
And in June, there were 1,500 computer scientists and technologists who wrote to Congress calling for more responsible regulation of crypto assets. They said the catastrophes and externalities related to blockchain technologies and crypto asset investments are the inevitable outcomes of a technology that is not built for purpose and will remain forever unsuitable as a foundation for large-scale economic activity.
And so you start to wonder, like, okay, like what's gonna happen? And I know that it really shouldn't surprise me, but a whole new packaging had been in the works and a brand new word was taking the stage.
Our mission at MoonPay is to onboard the world to Web3.
I have to admit, it's a pretty convincing narrative. The first iteration of the internet, Web 1.0, was essentially the first version of the web, mostly consisting of web pages and information. There wasn't much you could actually interact with. Then came along Web 2.0, which brought access to many new features. It focused on user-generated content, social media, and more forms of participation. This version of the internet became dominated by large corporations. Web 2.0 is our current modern-day version of the internet, but now Web 3.0 is coming. It kind of just referred to a bunch of different things, but the idea was that a new version of the internet is here, where your online activity was going to be making use of blockchains and tokens to some degree or another. So in theory, the now centralized version of the internet owned by big tech would become owned now by its users. In its initial bubble, NFTs were seen as just digital art, right? Which is quite limiting. At the end of the day, NFTs are just data on a public database that can act as a receipt of ownership over whatever that data contained. You know, whether it was a coin or it was a web link to a digital piece of art. The idea was that if NFTs could prove ownership over something, then you could put anything on the blockchain. Real estate titles, medical records, university degrees, legal records. In the case of Web3, you'd have social media sites and video games all incorporating blockchain and NFTs into their business model. It didn't really matter what it was or how it would work exactly. It just became this game of insert anything here, but on the blockchain. And just like that, you've made it revolutionary.
You've just recreated the entire mortgage infrastructure that already exists today. on the blockchain.
But that exactly.
The blockchain in real estate is going to be pretty mainstream 5 to 10 years from now.
We'll see solar grids, electric grids, self-driving car grids that will essentially be machine run and controlled and administered by blockchain.
Best use case for blockchain is healthcare.
What can and can't be turned into an NFT?
Ultimately, what we're talking about is the tokenization of everything.
Never mind if blockchains or tokenization actually fixed the issues that it was claiming to solve in these industries. It was literally the definition of a solution in search of a problem.
And then I'm lost as to like why the on the blockchain part matters, besides basically what everyone means is they mean, oh, I want a public record of the transaction. Okay.
I mean, people suggested that you could replace legal contracts with smart contracts, which are programs that are built on the blockchain, and that's usually accompanied with the phrase code is law. This is a smart contract, and this is a legal contract. These two things aren't the same, right? You can't have law be enacted by computer code because law inherently requires third parties to assess evidence, intentions, and a bunch of other variables that you just can't outsource that to computer code, especially when that code is on the blockchain and it cannot be altered. Nicholas Weaver, a researcher and lecturer at UC Berkeley's Department for Computer Science, has this interview with Current Affairs, and he brought up what he called Weaver's iron law of blockchain. When somebody says you can solve X with blockchain, they don't understand X, and you can just ignore them. So you start to wonder, right? Who is behind all of this money that's coming and pouring into the crypto and Web3 space? Where is it coming from and why? Either I'm not seeing the revolutionary potential that all of this has, or this genuinely is a massive mania and bubble that is being fueled by greed and delusion.